Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pravus Gaming, more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. Did not get a request for today's video. I actually had plans to look for something called Strange Quarks, just based on a comment I saw, but I haven't been able to find it anywhere, so instead we're going to be going for a scenario called Neurax Worm Evil Reborn. Frickin' you'd think that'd be the first thing on the list, but okay, maybe not. There it is. I don't know why it's got a semicolon between the re and the born. Reappearn. I don't frickin' know. By Tamamo no Me, a reworked version of the Neurax Worm made over torture and suffering for you to watch everyone in panic. Also created by the guy who does Neo-Soviet Technological War, which is hilarious because I actually have that on my list to play this week. Huh. Alright, well, we're going to be going through this guy's content pretty well today. So it is a Neurax Worm. Metabolic Jump, Genetic Mimic, Terrasite, Extremophile, and Symptostasis all seem perfectly fine. Normal difficulty, and it is an evil Neurax, as opposed to the good Neurax. Neurax Worm is ready to it. Are you ready to make people brutally suffer until death from your symptoms? Yes! So choose it. Choose a starting country. Alright, let's choose a Saudi of the Arabias. Transmission, what do we got? Concertina Locomotion, Eggs, Genetic Swap. Pretty standard. Symptoms, Neural Breach. Pretty standard. Abilities, Trojan Planes. Neural Atrophy, Neural Symbiosis. I feel like these are custom. Pretty sure. Drug, Heat, and Cold Resistance as well. Okay, well, we're going to go for the Eggs to start off, probably. It's been a long time since I've played a generic Neurax Worm. Now that this is generic exactly, I'm waiting to find out just how much customization there's going to be. But, again, just like the generic build order, I don't know. It's been a while since I've had to worry about that. Let's go for Concertina Locomotion. I believe this route actually leads to air transmission, which is something I would like to get. The only downside of Concertina Locomotion is that it also comes with a fair bit of extra severity, because who doesn't notice a worm with weird little spidery tendril legs walking all over the place? Everyone notices these things. It's terrifying. It's not the sort of thing that you forget. How much do we need for air transmission? 9? 9. 9! Sounds good to me. Thank you for the 9. Whoops. Pick that up. Okay. Freaking vertical mouse, man. Ever since I had to switch over to this thing from my freaking carpal tunnel, I've been struggling to figure out how this works. Do we go for the eggs, too? Do we go for rodents? Do we go for birds? I'm going to go for the birds for the increased land transmission. On the off chance that gets me further around, we have enough severity that can actually get a pretty good amount of DNA. I do not remember all of the stats of the various different transmissions and symptoms. It is entirely possible that those have been rebalanced, and that's what the author was referring to. I really do not know for sure. We're going to go for another round of air. That could lead to air 3. I don't know what this is. I don't recall there being something after air 3. Very good in the rich and hot countries. Rich is nice. We like having lots of extra infectivity in the rich places. It's like getting another form of drug resistance, but it's also incredibly infective. This one's also pretty severe, which I do not recall either. Interesting, but okay. So we've gotten a lot of air travel. At this point, more does absolutely nothing for me. We will go for the eggs. Sorry, no, the water. And then I think we're going to go for some symptoms. Upgrade lets the ships be infected again. I wasn't aware that we weren't allowed to. I'm sure there was a pop-up, and I just missed it. Symptoms. We're going to go for the Neural Breach. Okay, hey, we found the customization. Headache. Strong headache behind the eyes causes discomfort and reduces the ability to work. Depression. Greatly reduces the amount of substances in the body, leading to depression. The amount of substances. The amount of substances reduced can make you depressed? I'm not really sure exactly how that's supposed to work. Hallucinations. Occipital lesions created causing severe hallucinations, lack of awareness, increases transmission chance as well as risk of injury. And confusion. Dopamine production stimulated to cause bouts of confusion in the host, harder to concentrate on complex work. So that does not appear to be going toward the Transcendence victory that I might be used to as a Neurax Worm. Let's go for a level of the Trojan Planes. Also some cold transmission, also some drug resistance, also more cold transmission. / resistance. I know that's the proper word. Let's go to Greenland. Trojan Planes are going to give me the rest of the island, so I'm really not worried. That's one of the reasons I don't focus a ton on extra water transmission at this stage of the game. Air transmission is still good, because it gets you to a lot of places in the world, including rich countries like Europe, and having an extra start there is certainly nice. Viral instability. That's new. More mutation chance. Might decide that we want that eventually. We could also do the genetic swap, which will give you more mutation that away. We'll do the eggs. You have to do water. Okay, I want to see what's up here. Water 3. Very good in the poor countries. I'm not sure we want to really waste any more DNA on transmissions at this point, though. Very high levels of bird migration expected. Let's go for the genetic swap. That does allow me to get some mutation chance, and also if we go down corpse feeder, we can make sure that we get some corpse transmission, which means if I go for lethality, that's honestly not so bad, especially since I have the Trojan plains. No one can hide from me. Let's go to New Zealand. Okay. Symptoms. Let's go for the hallucinations. We have chases. Occipital lesions created, causing the host to be chased by monsters, and even get killed by his own mind. That's a horrible trick to play on somebody, but okay. Cult of the Neurax. Due to extreme fear, people create a new religion called Cult of the Neurax. What does this do? I don't know. It apparently leads to cannibalism. Because of course it does. In hope of being saved, E-people start to have extreme compulsion to bite and eat other humans. Because they think that will save them for some reason. Don't ask why. It doesn't have to make sense. Terrifying nightmares. Host is hunted and killed several times in their dream. Yeah, so I can think of certain horror movies where if you die in your dream, you die in real life. But this does not appear to be the case because lethality does not go up. In fact, it doesn't appear this does anything at all. Memory loss. Very hard to cure due to the neuritic plaques deposited on the gray matter. All right. Meningitis. Very lethal. I like that idea. First death in Iraq. They are starting the cure process, so anything we can do to slow that down with things like confusion makes a lot of sense. Adoration. That sounds like the Transcendence victory there. Let's go for the headache. Again, I'm just reducing their ability to do anything to me. They can't do much of anything, though, really. They're all very dead. They just don't know it yet. Neural atrophy, again, slows things down, but then so does genetic hardening. So I guess we just have 2 levels of genetic hardening, I guess? Symbiosis makes no sense. It just reduces the severity. I mean, it makes sense. It's just not something I have any desire to do. Let's do the terrifying nightmares. That leads to schizophrenia. Slightly lethal. Okay. I'm not sure. Do I want to go for the meningitis? Let's go for the meningitis. And that would lead to facial necrosis, as opposed to the rest of the body. Just the face is gonna rot. Poor facial blood circulation causes facial necrosis. Disgusting. Everyone begins to look like zombie peoples. What islands am I missing? The Philippines and New Guinea. Well, I can fix that. The corpse feeder means that I'm not going to have much issues as far as lethality is concerned. We got into the Philippines anyway, so that is officially every country. This is where getting things like some extra Trojan upgrades can be nice. Places like Canada, for example, are going to be holding out against me. Increasing infectivity in the target country is exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, if we have any more Trojan planes, I'll just pick wherever I'm having the hardest trouble getting snowballed, and we'll just hit them up. Let's do some more drug resistance because, again, rich countries, always a bit of a problem. The United States is getting fully infected. Lots of people are going to start dying any moment now, I'm sure. Canada has been very well infected, so we're actually completely fine. Let's go to Sweden, since we seem to be having a little trouble in Sweden. Symptoms, what do I want to do now? The necrosis? The facial necrosis? I don't want to go for Transcendence Victory. Let's go for the facial necrosis, and that leads to auto-cannibalism. Oh no, it's like cannibalism, but it's automatic. You don't even think about it anymore. People just eat themselves, caused by sleep deprivation and no sense of logic. What is that? What is the word for that? Is it like polyphagia or something? I don't know. Oh, we got it for free. There's a thing where people do actually, like, more or less nibble on themselves. That's always scary me because I'm like, you know, I sometimes chew my nails or bite my fingers. I hope I don't have polyphagia. I probably don't, but that'd be horrifying, wouldn't it? Let's go over the schizophrenia. What does that lead to? Insanity, harder to cure. Madness, extreme compulsion and brutally hurting himself until death. And I laugh at your misfortune. Oh, okay. Excessive release of hormones added to insanity, causing people to ramp up in public places. Gross. Horrible. Wow. Okay, we went there. Schizophrenia. Wait, again? Hey, wait a minute. We've already done the schizophrenia. You're cheating. That's reusing content. Although, ironically, you still gave them separate descriptions. Inflamed dopamine receptors, fragment mental processes, and increased infectivity can cause fatal fevers. Let's go for the madness. That leads to dementia. Very lethal. All right, we'll pick that up. Coma. Very hard to cure. I mean, I like anything that reduces cure progress. Just means really good score by the end of it. The world should be fully infected at this point. Coma. Total brain death. Comprehensive replacement of brain cell, DNA, triggers massive immune response leading to complete and irreversible loss of brain function. Max lethality. Let's go down adoration and see what else we have. Devotion. Okay, so it looks like this does lead to transcendence. I'm kind of curious what else is over here. I'm just looking for content at this point. Okay, here's some more customization. Submissive transcendence. They accept their fate and wait until the end of times. Or terrorism, suicide. By the bizarre vice and the disease, people begin to explode in public places in search of their transcendence. I have some jokes that I'm not going to say. Mass suicide by their bizarre vice and the disease, people begin to kill themselves in search of their transcendence. And profound self-mutilation, they begin to perform self-mutilation so deeply that they leave exposed organs. Ew? Ew? What do you think you're doing? Please stop. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and do the just total brain death, and let's just let them all die now. And also, genetic reshuffle. Let's just buy myself a tiny bit of extra score. 3% seems acceptable to me. And that's more or less going to wrap things up. So that was easy. Really not that bad. So there's a little bit of customization in the abilities, but it's not very impactful, so we kind of just skipped by that entirely. I didn't see much customization in the transmissions. I think there was one super transmission after the Water 3 and Air 3, but obviously I have not picked that up, so I have no idea what's in there. Really, the customization here comes from the symptoms, which are pretty good. I don't think there's anything really wrong with them. I'm trying to think through the balance, and it seemed to be just fine. Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. So I'm trying to think if it really transforms the Neurax in any meaningful way. It does in the sense that there's a different path to do with symptoms, and if you're looking to play a good old classic Neurax worm and also do things a little bit differently, you got that. At the same time, it's not like it's trying to pick a specific theme, which is not quite what I expected because it is called Evil Reborn. I was kind of expecting more of an evil theme, but instead it's just more of a generic disease with increasingly ramping up effects. And they're pretty good, and it's pretty well balanced, so ultimately I have nothing to complain about. I think it's pretty nice. 345 days, 27% cure progress, 71,952 points, and 3 stars. At the end of the day, we still got it, guys. We still got it. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed, and if so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.